Hey, this is Dan Fitzgerald from Dr. Penny's EDT or EDA 517. I don't know which one's which. For the spring 2019 semester, I'm going to show you a couple of technology things that we use in class. Some are high-tech, some are obviously going to be low-tech. This is a regular ed classroom, so we don't really include much of the high-tech stuff. Some things we've used all year long before I took this class, and some things we've just implemented in the last couple of weeks that I kind of got inspired from our tech. So I'm going to take you around the room, and we'll take a look. Okay, the first thing we got here, obviously, if you're in a math classroom in a middle school, you need some calculators. The calculators we use are TI-15s. In my mind, these are the best calculators to use for middle school because they have a lot of different features that you need for middle school, but not a lot, not too much so that the thing is confusing to use. You got some fraction things that you can use, some fraction buttons, numerator and denominator, some mixed numbers, a button that goes between fractions and decimals, which is pretty good. Some square root buttons that they're going to need next year, maybe at the end of this year for 7th grade and 8th grade. And then the rest is just the buttons that we're used to. Nothing too fancy about it, but these are sturdy. They're thin, they fit, they're compact. The kids like using them. It makes class faster for some of the simple calculations that kids need to make. But they still need to do a lot of the work because middle school math involves a lot of steps. Speaking of showing steps, this is a new thing I started doing in the last couple weeks. We had a unit on percents, and as kids were doing step-by-step work, what I realized was good is if they use different colors for each step. So each kid can go back and forth. I give them colored pencils and some colored markers, and they go between using a pencil or a pen of a certain color, and then the next step they'll use, orange or green. And it keeps them organized, it keeps them neat, it helps them see the progress of each problem. It's very low tech, obviously, but it's something that allows them to stay organized, it allows them to see their steps, and it allows me to help them when I see their work where they made different decisions on how to complete the problems. This is my new favorite thing to do, is with the colored pencils. Obviously, pretty low tech, though. All right, and the last thing we use here on a daily basis here, we got some Chromebooks. My room, we split a bank. I don't know if you can see that, it's pretty dark. A bank of about 15 or 20 Chromebooks that we use between us and the language arts room. Pretty standard. They have these in most schools now, obviously. They're logging on. Each kid logs on each day. We give them a half an hour a day out of a class that is 100 minutes long, a 100-minute long math class. We give them a half an hour a day to work on the computer on the iReady intervention program. iReady, they take a diagnostic test. It finds out all their strengths and weaknesses in math, and it picks and chooses different items for them to work on throughout the year for an entire year, for an entire school year, which is great. It's not designed for a week or a month or anything quick. It's designed for the entire year from start to finish. They take a diagnostic in the beginning, a diagnostic at the end. It's great for every kid because it pushes some kids towards algebra in 7th grade, but also it brings up the back of some of the basics that kids may have missed, or some things that they're not good at or they forgot from 4th, 5th, or 6th grade too. So it helps every kid. It's something that is invaluable in our classroom, and they're supposed to do 45 minutes a week. We give them about a half an hour every other day, so it's about an hour a week.